you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's great to have you in the office.
Thank you.
We're just having you in here to come in and talk about whatever is on your mind. So what does bring you in here today?
My husband was deployed last year for about 9 months, and he's been back since February of this year. And I know that was a really difficult time for both of us, and
Right,
it's his first deployment, and I guess I sense that there are things that are different about him now. Nothing major, but I just kind of wish that he was more open about the ways that he's maybe changed a little bit from that experience. And he's not, we don't really talk about it that much. Okay. And so it's hard for me to know how much I should push to talk to him more about it and how much I should just let him open up as he does randomly.
Right.
So just kind of that.
What are some examples of ways that you say that he's changed since he's gone and now come back?
I think one of the main ways is just maybe sometimes he seems like himself and really interactive and really upbeat and like he was before he left, and then other times I notice him just kind of being really inward and quiet and reserved, and he never really went through like phases like that before. And I know that maybe that's just him being a man, like being really tuned in sometimes, and then other times seeming more like he's in his own thoughts and processing things and just seems kind of detached a little bit. I'm not really sure. But that mainly is the main thing that I've noticed.
Okay, so you're basically just telling me that since he's been gone and now he's back, that he's maybe a little bit more distant from you and opening up and expressing what he's feeling to you, or?
Yeah, maybe just it's harder for him to express emotion. And we talked a lot before he left, and he was pretty open with me about whatever, and we still talk a lot, but it just seems like it's harder for him to express emotion to me, and he does sometimes, but then sometimes it just seems like it's a struggle for him.
Why do you think that maybe he is holding these feelings, and do you think maybe it's because when he was overseas that was something that maybe he needed to do to feel like to protect himself, you think?
Maybe so. That's a really good thought, actually, because I do think that, and we both had to do that to an extent while he was gone, just kind of block certain emotions completely so that we could get through it. And so maybe it's just hard to get out of that habit, for him, especially being the one that was gone and being the one that was in these intense situations.
Right, I imagine that
harder
was
for him to.
Very difficult for him. I also imagine it was hard for you too, being here without him.
Yeah, it was the hardest experience I've ever gone through. And I guess and being part of military life, I've heard from other people, when your soldier gets back, they need to talk through it. It wouldn't be a bad idea for them to go to counseling, and I haven't really seen any drastic, really alarming behavior that I'm like, okay, I really think you need to go talk to somebody. It's more just subtle things in our relationship that I notice, like maybe he's not as open about just certain things, or maybe he just, like I said, sometimes just seems kind of not himself, and when I'll ask him, he doesn't really have any reason. It's not like, oh, well, today at work, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
It's just kind of like, okay.
Shrugs it off.
And I'm like, no, you're not. I know. I can tell. And it drives me nuts, but
sometimes they try to be tough and hide their feelings.
Yeah.
Especially someone of his status, being in the Army and everything.
Yeah.
Is this something that other family members or friends have noticed as well from him?
No, I don't think at all. We're not really around our family that much, but I think I just know him so well, and I pick up on things about him that other people wouldn't even notice, because he's not extremely extroverted socially anyways, and so I think that it would be hard for other people to really even pick up on him being off, because he's not super
super happy-go-lucky all the time.
Yeah, extroverted.
Right.
He's more introverted and just kind of chill and
Like
back.
reserved.
Yeah. Not necessarily reserved, but just like he's really mellow, and he's not like loud and, you know, boisterous. But with us living, you know, together and day-to-day interaction, I think I'm able to pick up on things more just because of that, naturally.
And how long have y'all been together?
We've been married for almost 2 years.
Okay. Wow.
So, and he's been back for, I guess, like 6, 7 months, something like that.
So he's been back for a little while now.
Yeah.
What do you think is troubling you most about this closed-offness that he's started to show?
I guess I just want to make sure that he's good. You know, since I noticed that there are times when he seems like not himself, I just want to make sure he doesn't have to talk to me about every little thing that he experienced when he's gone, and or anything like that. But just as long as I know that he's not having, like, struggling to open up because of it, you know, there's something going on and there's something wrong.
Right, you just want to make sure there's
that he's okay,
nothing
and he
wrong with
might
him at
just
the moment.
be like that for a while, you know. And I've heard that, you know, that sometimes soldiers take a long time to really get back to their normal, quote unquote, normal self. And he said to me, you know, before, when I've asked him, "Are you okay? Is everything okay?" that, you know, now after this experience, our normal's going to be a new normal, and that we shouldn't hold ourselves to what was normal before. So maybe that's the issue. I'm not quite accepting the new normal.
Okay, well, I think that we've had a very productive session today, and it's been really enjoyable talking with you. We'll get back together next week.
That sounds good.
All right, cool.